and CTV's political analyst Eric Ham. He is in Georgia, again, where Trump is set to surrender later today. Eric, good morning to you. Before we talk about Trump, can we talk about last night and the Republican debate? Did anything change for Trump last night, even though he wasn't there?
No, I think today Donald Trump still remains the unequivocal leader within the GOP nominating process. And no candidate last night really stood out or set themselves apart. And while Donald Trump wasn't there, and many were perhaps wondering if his not being there would have an impact, it certainly did not. Donald Trump is still, I think, the elephant in the room, even when he's not there.
Right. It took them about an hour into the debate to actually get to Trump. What did you make of the responses? Did anybody stand out to you last night?
Well, I thought it was interesting how outside of Chris Christie and Asa Hutchinson, everyone said that if Donald Trump is convicted of any of these crimes, they would still support him as a presidential candidate, which perhaps seems disqualifying given the fact that some of the charges facing Donald Trump include absconding with classified documents and, of course, attempting to try to circumvent or ignore the will of voters. That's something that's actually baked into the Constitution. And I don't know how many of these candidates can actually support someone who's convicted of those crimes. It was also interesting to see that Mike Pence made clear that he, too, would actually be supporting Donald Trump. But it's unlikely that any of these candidates will be the nominee based on what we're seeing in the polls so far.
Okay, and as this day wears on, we're going to be talking less and less about last night's debate and more about Trump's imminent surrender later today at Fulton County, in Fulton County. Can you walk us through the process there for him? What's going to happen?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because unlike other arraignment processes, this is going to take, even though it's only going to take about 10 minutes for Donald Trump to get his mugshot taken, to be fingerprinted, and then he's going to have to leave the jail, go directly across the street where he will then actually apply for his bail. That will take place. We saw Rudy Giuliani actually go through that process yesterday. It's all expected to take only a few minutes, but Donald Trump is not going to leave New Jersey heading to Atlanta until sometime this afternoon. So he's expected to actually go through the process at some point later this evening. So it's going to be a very long day for all of us who are actually here in Fulton County watching and waiting for this process to play out. And then after that, we're told that he may take some questions with some of the reporters that will be traveling with him, but we'll wait and see what happens there.
Eric, a primetime event. Do you think this was by design?
Look, this is Donald Trump, who certainly knows how to not only play the press, but also use any moment, no matter how bad, no matter how good, to maximum effect. And I think that's what we're seeing from Donald Trump today.
Speaking of, we understand that there's going to be a mugshot released, and there's already talk that it's going to be on T-shirts, hats, mugs, you name it.
Look, Donald Trump not only has used these indictments to actually extend his lead in the polls, but he's also used these moments to also raise money and beat his competitors in the money race. And you're absolutely right. We're going to see these mugshots everywhere, and it's going to actually help Donald Trump extend his lead in the money race over a lot of these candidates as well. Donald Trump right now is basically clicking on all cylinders, and he's using every aspect of these indictments, of this booking process to his advantage. And it's making it especially hard for other candidates to try to find a lane to actually be competitive with Donald Trump.
Eric Ham, he is CTV's political analyst. Eric, thank you so much. We'll stay in touch throughout the morning.